This op-ed in the New York Times, the New York Times did this. You know why they did this? The New York Times did this in order to hurt Trump in the midterms. That's why they did it. But see, actually, it's going to backfire on them. And I think this op-ed, which is so gutless and such a turtle-turd weasel job, and the New York Times is complicit in this whole thing, I think what you're going to find is the exact opposite. Trump voters are going to come out like crazy. That's what's going to happen. The anonymous op-ed penned by a so-called White House senior official and published by the New York Times is just another gutless and pathetic attempt by the Neanderthal, never-Trump neocon wing of the open border Republicans to get their swamp back. That's all this is. Now, President Trump has dared to threaten the unholy alliance between Goldman Sachs and Wall Street donor-based Republicans who want cheap labor to drive their benefactors' bonuses, and Democrats who want cheap votes from illegal aliens who will eventually become their reliable voters. Caught in the crosshairs are American workers and low-wage earners who are kicked to the curb and, quite frankly, sold out by both parties. The Uni Party. They sold them out for power and money. Look, they had no champion until Donald J. Trump came along. They had absolutely nobody. Nada. Nothing. Now, the cowardly senior official, the turtle turd in the White House, couldn't use his or her name because it will potentially expose the greatest hoax in U.S. history. Open borders, open trade, and the military-industrial complex-driven policies of the neocons are supposed to be the same regardless of who wins the White House or which party controls Congress, right? It's supposed to be the same. You can't change it. So you just got to follow the money. Open borders for cheap labor at the expense of decent wages for American workers drives up profits for the ownership class. Open trade that yields cheap goods dumped in the U.S. by exploiting countries at the expense of American manufacturing means higher ticker prices for the Wall Street wolves and hedge fund traders. The ever-growing U.S. military-industrial complex keeps billions of American taxpayer-funded dollars flowing to the war machine makers, their military suppliers, consultants, and ex-officials. See Yemen. They all donate a percentage of their profits back to the Uni Party candidates so they can do their every other year karabuki dance and fool the American people into thinking core policies would change based on who won, but nothing ever changes. That's the point until Trump shows up. Look, U.S. federal elections were like pro wrestling. Fun to watch, but the unholy alliance always stayed intact, didn't it? Both major political parties were equally complicit in causing the Great Recession and financial meltdown of 2008. Clinton started it. Bush finished it. Clinton actually, to be candid with you, tried to do the right thing. Let's get low-earning people into more houses, right? Now, when Clinton did that, he didn't do this to get votes necessarily. He thought it was the right thing to do. And I call it like it is. Bush comes in. He knew this was a disaster. His people knew this. They wanted to keep it going so he could get reelected. Both parties want this. Incumbents want it. It's the Uni Party. So then we had this great crisis. Who suffered? Wall Street? Nah. Gangster banksters? Nope. Financial houses, hedge funds? Nope. They all got $1 trillion bailout. Who suffered? America's working class. They lost jobs. Their homes were foreclosed. Their cars repossessed. Their savings wiped out. And the federal government, with your money, bailed the bankers out and gave them $1 trillion. $1 trillion. Nobody went to jail. Nobody got fired. They all took trips. Then they doubled down. Both parties did this, right? This was bipartisan. The Uni Party. Let's give $1 trillion and bail out the banks. Then let's follow that up with TARP. And let's give another $1 trillion to banks. So they can then take that money and bail themselves out again. And then what they do with that money is they buy up all the competition. And then they screw you again because you have no community banks to compete that they can compete with. See Wells Fargo. It's unbelievable. This is the elites protecting the elites. I mean, this is why you have Donald Trump. The uni party is what he's breaking up. Trump is now asking questions in meetings no one's supposed to ask. Questions like, why are we in Yemen? Oh, well, Mr. President, the Houthis are there and the Saudis are our ally. And, oh, by the way, we just sold $1.1 billion to the Saudis. They bought all this equipment, all our bombs and stuff, and we're all making a lot of money. You don't really ask that. It's all going to work out. Well, let me ask you something. Why is the post office losing money on every package they deliver for Amazon? Oh, Mr. President, it's the way the post office works. Don't ask crazy questions like that. Well, I don't think so. I'd like to see a pro forma. Like, just give me the pro forma per package. Give me that. No, we don't have time for that. No, I want to see the pro forma. I want to see the USPS pro forma. He's unhinged. Fire and fury. Nutball. Nut job Trump. He's asking questions about the post office. Why the gall of this man? These people are scared to death of this man. From lifetime security clearances for departed agency officials used to get plum do-nothing jobs on company boards to billions of dollars flowing in and out of K Street lobbying shops, the D.C. swamp and their lower Manhattan cohorts protect one thing, themselves. The elites in Washington are threatened by Trump and his America First political movement. See, we have a movement. This is a movement. Do you get this? This isn't just Trump is unhinged or Omarosa has a book. This is a political movement of a lifetime getting bigger, now backed with results. Now backed with results. Before you didn't have the results. Now you have them. It's backed by results. It's a political movement backed by results. Unbelievable. How do you stop it? The New York Times is going to stop it. The legacy media is trying to stop it. The Democrats are trying to stop it. The Never-Trumpers are trying to stop it. The Republican Party is trying to stop it. They're all trying to stop it because they don't care about the economy. They care about themselves. I mean, this alliance is unbelievable. Look, they know if they don't take Trump down now, he's going to win again. And then what are they going to do? He'll be in there another 6 years. He's going to win again, and they know it. So what do they have to do? The New York Times has to find somebody and concoct this stuff. This is unbelievable. 63 million Americans voted for Trump in 2016, earning him 306 electoral votes. They voted for his policies and his agenda. They voted for him to disrupt the status quo, Trump's domestic economic success, and the breathtaking results he's achieved in 18 months. I could go on and list them for an hour. Unemployment, the lowest it's been in 49 years. 3 times under 4%. That's only happened 3 times in 49 years, 2 of them under Trump. GDP growth, 4.2% last quarter, 4.5% projected this coming quarter. The lowest unemployment for African Americans, Asian Americans, Hispanic Americans, younger Americans. Bonuses up, jobs up, wages up, taxes down, regulations down, businesses expanding like never before. Investment up, savings up, homeownership up, consumer spending up, consumer confidence up, small business confidence up. Everything is up. Why? Trump. Well, it doesn't really have anything to do with Trump. I was on a panel yesterday, somebody with Clarence Page from the Chicago Tribune on one of the TV networks, and I brought this up, and Clarence Page says, well, it's the Obama economy. It's the Obama economy? It's like, can you say this on television with a straight face? It's the Obama economy? There is no Obama economy. That's 1%. That's Jimmy Carter Malaise. Put on your sweater and suck it up. 63 million Americans voted for Trump in 2016, earning him 306 electoral votes. They voted for his policies and they voted for his agenda. They voted for him to disrupt the status quo. Period. They're losing their grip on power and they are in freak out mode. Trump eviscerated the same feckless, do-nothing Republican Party and their bevy of 16 donor-groomed candidates on his way to the nomination. The Republican Party, which was going the way of the Whigs, is now the party of Trump, and not a moment too soon. And all these Republican rats and neocons running around the White House, they want their Bush back, they want their Rubio back, and they want their Clinton back. After all, the money is pretty good.